Hey everybody, welcome back. So the last time we started to get our city blocks up and started to do this, we are going to, I had a thought about this actually, and I can't remember, I thought there was maybe a better way to do this. I'm not too concerned with it. This is way better than what we have now, but we do need to automate pulverizers, question mark. Let's see here. And let's just confirm whether there's anywhere else that we can make sand. So we made it a mechanical facility, but I don't think we have that yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like we do. We're not too far away from having it. I'm not sure what the difference is. Maybe it's the one that can be placed in space, probably. I don't know. Anyway, what does it take to make a pulverizer? Oh, there we go. That's cool. Got an achievement. Pipe, concrete, iron plate, steel plate. Now, I think that rings a bell. I think we have all that right here. Pipe is here. Concrete, iron plate, and steel plate. So, let's get this coming through there. Oh, but we have to turn everything. Or we can move this down, right? I'm thinking that maybe we get this out of the way. Or maybe we just do it lower, I don't know. And then that'll give us room to turn this. Actually, we don't have to move all of it, right? We can just move... there's got to be a better way. Honestly, maybe we... underground this, turn this, I don't know. Maybe that's the way to go here. Six meteors now we're getting. Let's make sure they're not hitting the platform. They're not. Not exactly the best place to turn it, is it? Yeah, this is tricky. Maybe we just turn this and come down with it and come down here. Yeah, maybe that's it. That won't be too hard. Because then we can just kind of... This is going to be a little bit more spaghetti. Hope you're hungry. So that'll come there. I have a slight issue. Actually, it's not really an issue, is it? Like this. This is a good temporary fix because we're eventually going to move away from all this. Let's go ahead and clear a path here. Don't really need that. And we should probably switch this to being a substation, right? It's really... At least we can get these on the inside, right? And then figure we're gonna have... Well... Just for alignment purposes. Okay, there we go. We have that now. You know, now that I realize this about this bus, this kind of like mall bus that we created, it really starts to make a lot more sense of what you need to do in order to have at least like an early game mall. And we could have built this differently accordingly, right? Because I think we have some mashup of all that up there, down here on all these, but this could have been way, way, way more organized, but oh well. So anyway, so that guy's in range, so he should actually start kind of auto constructing this stuff out here now. Actually, it looks like we got it already. Maybe they already grabbed one and I didn't notice it. So let's see, time to add another train stop, I'd say. You know what, we should limit this one too, and basically set that enabled disabled condition on it. What do we say, less than 50K? Seems like he's going a little slow. Just need to get better fuel, I guess. All right, let's think about... So now we can copy paste this whole doodad. So that didn't take the wiring network info with it. Interesting. I can see it's connected in this, so I guess I gotta let whoever place it before I can tamper with it. So what we're gonna do there, just to make sure the stone train doesn't pull up and drop stone in it, is remove that segment of track. So let's see. Although this is wrong in that, I don't know why I copy pasted that one, but okay, so that's right now, and then let's go grab not the right one, this one. One of these two ought to do it. Let's get a radar up there. Okay. So I should be able to, and now it wouldn't really matter if a stone train pulled up because the inserters are facing the right way. So one shortcoming of what not a shortcoming, but just I guess a consideration of what I did here is that because these place on both sides of this belt, you have to double this belt up. And we could probably squeeze another one down there. I'm not feeling terribly motivated right now to do that. It just doesn't seem like a good use of my time design-wise yet. Should focus on getting this up. So I actually think we have 4 separate thingies to load, so we can get away. We can probably do a, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 full belts of glass. Well, not full, but 4 belts of glass coming in. So we can balance that across all of these guys, right? And then, so let's just take down all the splitters here. So basically the problem with this is it needs to go like that. And then we do a 4-way splitter up here. Now this is something that, if I recall, I'm trying to remember how this goes. So if you have 4 coming in, right? You balance them, you put one in the center, you duck this under, pull these around, balance them, pull them back out, and these are already balanced up here, so you just do underground belts there. And I think that's it. I think this is a 4x4 belt balancer. I think. We shall see. So then we'll go ahead and like that. Just because I want the satisfaction of seeing this all go at the same time, we're going to take those out. There we go. Oh, we can do this now. Yeah, there we go. So this will be glass pickup. I bet we are chewing through some steam. We're doing okay, but I can see it's getting used. This is a bit goofy. Why have this? Now, of course, I never should have built this so close on that track over there, because now I have this belt of stone that can't make its way make its way down to do its job. And it's hard to tell, we're not really even hoping to get caught up here. These guys are keeping up. It's not even getting to the later two, so gotta get, I guess, a little fancy here. Trying to think of what we can do. I think if we move this down, we can, there's a couple ways, right? Kind of, a couple of pretty gross ways, but it can be done. Not really optimal, but I don't feel like moving all this. Let's see if we can get the whole thing going now. Sure looks like we can. So this can chew up, because the crafting speed is 2, each one of these can chew up 4 a second. So on each side you have 16 a second. So 32 a second. So technically, as long as the glass never backs up, we should never, on red belts, we should never see this back up here, because as long as the inserters are able to go, and it's actually questionable to me whether or not they can. Seems like they're going non-stop, which is probably not ideal. Let's see what happens if we do. See, that's saturated here though. These can keep up. The only reason these can't keep up is because they don't have enough. And then similarly, we can say enabled condition will be if we have more than 10,000 glass to ship. I don't know how well that's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to like that, but I'm not too worried about it. Well, we don't have anywhere for the glass to go yet on that train, so let's go sort that out. So what are we thinking here? Kind of running out of room for train stops up here. We could get away with one more. Actually, I don't know if we can make this loop too tight. Yeah, we can't. The only way that I see to do it is to branch off and come down here and start knocking some of this stuff out to make room. Rerouting pretty much all this, because this is all pretty rough. Now, it's kind of interesting to me. We could have gotten away up here with one tighter. Like, we could have done that through here on each one. So maybe we do that on this next round. Especially because that has segments there that lets it turn tighter. I feel like maybe we turn this so we come down and do these vertically, north to south here, and then have them pull out around and through and meet up back up here. And then that way we can kind of start to build out to the right here, because once we replace steel, which we'll just do a city block for, we can just tear all this down. We can just keep going to the right, even this train track here, and we can have quite a massive unloading station here just for the bus. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Got plenty of storage to tear stuff down with. Although it looks like we're backed up on glass now, question mark? We stopped making... Uh-oh. What are we starved on now? Is it gonna be steel? Wow, we made that much? I'm impressed. Let's go launch a satellite to celebrate. So let's that new demand for sand and glass and stuff we'll use that to clear this out. In fact, let's do it. Where does this feed from? So this comes from over here. Wow, what a mess. Comes from two places. What is this? Like, look at this. So the train track feeds us, right? It comes in down here. It splits off. So you got one that goes down here. What is this? What is happening? I don't even know what's going on anymore. All right, well, whatever. Let's just... I'm not even going to bother trying to make this nice. And then it does go over here, so we can, in an effort to make room here, we can start to... Maybe we... Now, is there anything of value down here? Oh, this drives the bus. Okay. So if that drives the bus, then why not? Uh-oh. I messed up. What'd I do? Goodbye, smelter arrays. You did a good job. Looks like we're gonna run out of fuel, or we already did on our steel smelting array. Now, why is this guy not getting any? We might have cut that off by accident. I think we need to hook that back up. Probably because we had a shortage. Okay, so soon that should get repowered. We just gotta watch and make sure we don't knock that down. Don't need any of this. more fuel for the steel smelters just got here. Speaking of that, let's also tear this down. We don't need any of this anymore. And I'm going to abandon this core mining setup. It was good for figuring it out, but there's just no reason to hang on to it now. So now that we've done this, I think the next step is going to be to get these belts kind of bundled up. My only fear is I don't remember what used to be on this belt that I'm removing, but it's empty. Maybe we'll be able to figure it out. Doesn't look like anything good. So with that there, these stone bricks that want to go down here, we could hold this right over here, run along here, get this out of the way. The iron plates, where do they go? Oh, that joins up with the... Oh, that's kind of goofy. That's unnecessary. Although, if anything, that's a signal. Well, I guess that makes sense. It actually is not fully unnecessary. It does help, because what it does is some of the iron can go over here, and you still have 2 full red belts coming out of the iron depot. So, in any case, worst case, we can... Actually, I'll tell you what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to come in here, split it like over here or something, go up, eliminate this, or make it go downward, and then make it join up over here. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. So that's how we're going to get both the stone bricks and the iron out of the way here. And then the fuel that's used by the steel furnaces, we really can't do too much about that right yet. We still need that until we get steel produced externally. Probably good to do in a city block. How many fish did we ever get? 140. And there's still one over there. Let's just go make sure this iron mine is actually empty. Indeed it is. Well, we don't need to do this right now. It's not in the way. All right, let's take this one step at a time. So for coal, I feel like it'd be nicer if coal lived, if it came down like here. And we can do that. Now, can we do this? Yes, we can. So that's connected. So there's coal. Pulled that out. Next, let's think about... I don't want to do solid fuel yet. Let's think about stone bricks next. I think that can come straight down the middle here. There we go. Now, iron plates, what we can do with that is kind of borrow this right here to do like so. should be aware that we killed our red ammo production here. We still have some for military science. We should probably stuff some of that in a chest. Solid fuel needs to go over here. So I will pull this whole thing. Well, let's finish iron first. We never did that. All right. So from here, now we can start thinking about this up here again. That's probably signaled not very well, but that rail is really close to those chains, but it's better than nothing. All right, so that's glass drop off. And we'll just wire it up down here. Give input priority to this side, because eventually we're going to get rid of that. I think that's it. And then on the next station, we're going to squeeze it a bit more. We're going to go here. Whatever this is going to be, I don't know yet. I'm going to fix this. Uh-oh. Looks like we're replacing this with 2 roboports. Well, there you go. We cleaned up a lot of stuff here. Let's go ahead and get the train going. This thing's still going strong. When I saw a furnace that wasn't running here, but it looks like the ratios are pretty okay. Let's see. Add station. First, we're going to the depot. Inactivity. Then we're going to glass drop. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Interesting that the destination is full. I guess I see that though, but it should have just opened up. Unless there's somebody waiting on that slot. A little nervous about that. I guess it's okay, because we have this on a separate one. Now is it open? Yep, there he goes. I can turn my jetpack on and off from the satellite view. That's awesome. It's a weird kind of mix of, or the map view rather. Satellite view? You can't. It's only map view. I feel like that's going to cause a problem if it's not a chain signal. Because if it's not a chain signal, if there's somebody for some reason blocking here or here, which very much can happen, I think, because that's a chain there. I don't know. It just makes me feel better. It's going to lower the throughput of this pretty dramatically. This loop right here, but oh well. And the one above, I think. Hey, we have glass. Look at that. Okay, time to think about what we're doing next. Maybe it should be steel. Maybe it should be something else. I don't know. Kind of a tricky call. We definitely don't have very scalable steel. There we go over and set that satellite to auto launch for a while. We have the materials now to do it, and I kind of want to see what the system complains about, like what it runs out of. See, we're only discovering stars now, but will we ever discover like their orbital bodies? I mean, I'm sure we will. I guess maybe you have to go there with a spaceship to start finding those and like land on something, maybe start launching satellites from there. I don't know. Or maybe you can like survey from the spaceship. And let's do steel. I just trying to think, either that or the unspeakable things. Could do circuits, we could do a lot of things, honestly. You start to get into 4 ingredients and it gets interesting. We're gonna have to, let's go brainstorm on that for a minute. What it'll look like if you want to have more than 4, well, even more than 3. Like if you have 1 output and 3 inputs, that kind of uses up the city block. Either you can join city blocks to get more than 1 stop, or maybe you could do something like this. What does that give you? 2 spaces to unload, and what are we using over here? Really want 3. So if you want 3, what could you do? You could be evil. Do something like, is it really that evil to like do it like that? I don't think it's that bad. You could do something like that. I don't think that's that bad. And then you could get up to like 8 train stops in 1 city block and still have, I would argue, a reasonable amount of room in the middle. We'll see. Really hard to decide what to do next. I'm kind of like having a, like I'm blanking in my brain on what I want to do here. Definitely seems like steel is probably a good option, right? That is really going to pound on our stone reserves. What is this guy waiting up here for? Let's get a radar going there. That's not even a range of a roboport, is it? Still holding steady on Steam, huh? Could do steel, but we're not running that low on it yet. Let's go back to the old to-do list and refresh our memory. You know what? Maybe productivity modules and stuff starts now. Let's see. Remind me. You know what? Maybe red and, yeah, I feel like circuits, honestly. I feel like circuits is probably the way to go. We could do stone bricks. We already have that coming in, so at some point in the future probably want to do that in a city block, but for now we can just borrow what we have coming in from the mine. This is just copper and stone bricks. And then up here it's green circuits, plastic, and copper. So that's easy. And then let's remember what it was like to do this up here. Really not a lot at all. Gonna be our first fluid wagon coming in because it needs sulfuric acid. I think that might be the way to go, is to scale circuits, because that is something that we have enough of them right now, but it's kind of piecemeal. And we should also probably start thinking about what our launching configuration is going to look like. I think we want Maybe we do like a... I don't know. So, yeah, I'm starting to think that the next step will be to starting to do circuits rather. Well, we might get to steal somewhere in there. But if we can get one block for green, red, and blue circuits going and have that up, and then we could probably do a block for... We could probably do a block for, like, cargo rocket launches. So what I'm thinking is you have some cargo rockets in the middle, and then you have your train stops out here. And because the cargo rockets aren't terribly big, I mean, you could easily fit... Well, you'd also need to train in the pieces of them, right? And like fluid and stuff. So you probably like do it like a double wide city block. But because you don't need that much room along the edges, you can easily double these up and start to have it be like, 8 stops per block, something like that. Maybe these two up here will be some of the things that are common to all cargo rockets, and these ones out here will be individual components. So you'd get like 6 different things to ship to space from the outer stops. So 6 silos in the middle. This area here would be reserved for stuff that you got to come. So let's see, actually, what would that be? So for a cargo rocket, you really just need these cargo rocket sections and fuel, I think. And capsules, right? So you could do all 3 of those things separately. Bring them all in. They would go right in this piece I'm standing on right now, because you'd have 4 stops here total. So use 3 of those for that. Use the other 11 to launch cargo rockets with materials, right? And if you wanted to get really crazy, you could make it quadruple or triple or whatever. So I think that's how we'll start to plan to do this. The reason I'm hesitating here is because if we do green circuits and then red circuits and we start to starve on any of this, let's see. What could we starve on? We'd starve on stone, copper, or plastic. Stone, we're at 1.7 million. And I thought we had another really big juicy patch laying around. I know there's stone patches around here. I'm just blanking on where they were. That's uranium. I must be losing my mind. You get tunnel vision, you're looking for something, you can't see it. I know they're around here. Yeah, there's one right there. 1.1 million, it's not that big. I wish there was a way to hide all the land. And just see mineral patches, right? There's one, 2.1 million. Seems a little sparse though. Let's look at copper. We're good for that for now. We should really go ahead and, especially because we have roboports up here now, let's go ahead and get one. Is that in range of that thing? Yeah, it is. Okay, so landfill should get taken up there. We can fill that in. We'll connect these up. I think we're doing okay on copper for now. I just want to see where we're going after this. We should grab this one just to get it. In fact, we could probably belt that over to this one. Oh, there's another stone patch. That's a kind of a small copper patch there. Oh, there's a big, there he is right there. So we get that. And we have enough copper for now. Iron, I think we're in pretty good shape on because you got one there that's pretty good. You got... I know we saw others. Got a bunch of oil to tap down there. More uranium. Wow. So that was right there the whole time. I guess we... That's good that we pushed out this way. Okay. But yeah, my only concern is that if we start pulling on those resources too hard, that we're gonna mess ourselves up. But I don't know a better place to start than green circuits. Or maybe motors, right? Because that's another thing we need on the space. You know what? Green circuits, red circuits, and motors are probably the things that we need on the space station the soonest. I'm gonna go grab that entire chest of blue circuits and throw them into the ship, the cargo rocket, so that we can start making more. And that'll give us some time for sure, because they go quite a ways. We're also going to need more science. Maybe we just set up a cargo rocket here with with science, right? Okay. Whoops, forgot to start re-recording there. I paused for a second. I didn't miss anything, don't worry. Just me traveling over here. All right. So we should be safe to do this. The only things we need are, we have 2 input ingredients. Let's say they're going to be coming in from up here and over here. So they're going to need room to unload. Let's grab. Kind of want this thing to, I have train stops in my inventory. I want that to be one of the things that gets placed by me so that I can immediately reconfigure it. There we go. Like that. Oh, but it has... Can I place this box myself and have it? Yeah, it respects the wiring that way. So we'll say if this is less than stone bricks, which of course isn't over here, it's the one ingredient that's in here. All right, so we got that fixed, and then we need to rename it. And we need to put the same limiting factor on our other stone brick drop off. Now I wonder if I can paste this over this, right? So we have bricks coming in, where are they? Here they are. Blueprint with train station cannot be flipped. So maybe I can just copy the train station. It's not, see, the problem is not hooked up. So maybe, you know what, let's experiment. Let's see what happens if we copy it when it doesn't have any wiring first. Okay, did that. Not going to be able to tell if it took without doing this. It did not take. Now let's try it again. That took. And it set the wrong train station name because I'm being an idiot, but I copied the wrong one, but we can fix that easily enough. So now, of course, that condition will never get hit because we didn't. Oh, well, now can I copy paste that? I can. There we go. Now they're all connected. It doesn't give you any audio feedback that you've done that. Cool. So now these train stations turn themselves off when they're happy. Whether that's going to cause any pathfinding issues, I don't know. We might need to do it by train limit. If we have to go that route, we have to introduce deciders for every one of them, which is another layer of annoying. We're going to try this and see how it works. I think I've done this before and it did give me a bit of a problem, but I don't remember why. All right, back to... Well, we need copper next. So we'll have to do a copper drop-off station, but let's just do it. Oh, and of course, same thing, right? So let's do it like this. I want to be the one that places it, please. So we can immediately rename it to copper drop-off. Done. Might have gotten my ratios wrong here. Just thinking. Not really ratios, but just my limits, because this is stone stacks twice as, excuse me, half as much to a stack as a copper plate does. So I would think that this limit and the stone brick limit should probably be double what it is. So whatever that is, right? What are they set to? 100k. They should be, I think. That's a lot of copper plates, though. I don't know. Kind of want it only to take 50k for now. All right, we gotta place the gotta place the wire first. Well, let's go ahead and wire all these up. Yeah, there we go. Looks like we already got a delivery of stone. That's a 15k. Now let's think about this guy. What's the best way to do this? Probably, since each one takes... You could probably double them up, right? Let's look at a ratio here real quick. So for a green circuit, you're talking about 3 copper cables, so 1.5 plates every half second. In other words, well, see, now we got to account for the crafting speed, but 1.5 plates every half second. So 3 plates a second. So each one of the circuit machines, one side of a red belt, one lane of a red belt can run 5 of those. So if you give it the whole red belt, it can run 10 of them. And right now in this thing that I copy pasted, there's 6, and there's also yellow belts, but we'll fix that. So that almost kind of makes you want to... So first of all, not only that, but the copper's coming from over here. So what I'm thinking, to avoid extra bundles of belts flying all over the place, and maybe we do it up here, and then we do something like double it up so that... Yeah, I think we're going to do it like this. And notice that there are 2 lanes of copper, excuse me, 2 belts of copper adjacent to each other instead of them borrowing from the same one. So we'll leave that there so that we can upgrade it, maybe move it around a bit more. The other thing that I want to do is, this is going to be throughput limited by this unloading here. If we adjust this design a bit, maybe like that. It just seems weird. What side of the belt will it place on? No, not you. The wrong side. From the left goes to the bottom. What happens if you go from the right? If I do this? Same thing. So when you're placing from side, like from left to right, it always goes on the bottom of the belt, or from right to left, right? What about top to bottom? When it can access theoretically both lanes, what does it do? It goes on the left, and how much you want to bet? But if I do the same thing here, that it still goes on the left. No, it goes... Does it depend on the direction of the belt? Because the way I tested that before... That's interesting. What if I do this? It does depend on the direction of the belt. So it always puts it on the right-hand side of the belt. Of the belt's direction. When it can hit both lanes, that's how it picks. So, see, we want like this, I think. So now, assuming that we consume them all equally, which we better, this becomes a little bit simpler to wire up, right? Almost kind of want to reverse this. Have it go that way. That way, the output is going in the direction that it wants to go to get fed to this over here. Now that could be too much for that belt to handle. Let's do some math here. Oh, when we upgrade to Blues Me, we'll fix it. So we're making greens. Takes a half second to make it, which means each one of those machines is going to be... Oh, it's 0.75. But each machine is going to do 2 a second. Times 0.75 is 1.5 a second. We have 6, 8, we have 16. So 16 times 1.5 is 24. So we're getting 24, which is way more than 15, which is how much each lane can handle on a red belt. But when we add productivity modules, it's going to slow it down. When we add blue belts, it'll speed up the belt's capacity. Worst case, we knock a few off the end here. Not too worried about it. The focus of this to me, and this is nobody has to, like, this is not something that people has to, excuse me. This is not something that people have to agree on, but this is about, to me, this is about modularity. This is not about efficiency, either space efficiency. It will eventually, when I get productivity modules in there, it will be about input material efficiency, but it is absolutely not about space efficiency to me. What is more valuable to me is to be able to copy paste this entire city block and just slam it down, let the bots do the rest, and all of a sudden I have more of it, right? Like I have more of it coming through, and if I can ensure the availability of upstream materials, I'll be good. And for any of us that are hanging out here that are from computer architecture land, or systems architecture land, I should say, especially for things like web services, that's a pattern that you actually see in the industry. Is it's less about writing the most efficient code, it's more about writing scalable code. It's better to be able to just say I want 10 of that than it is to be able to say, okay, that ekes out every little drip of power that a given CPU has. Because every year, compute gets cheaper, space gets cheaper, bandwidth gets cheaper. Not that we shouldn't still program efficiently in some contexts. For embedded systems and stuff like that, you absolutely should, no doubt. Absolutely no doubt whatsoever. But when it comes to a lot of different types of applications and systems and services, especially enterprise level, it's a lot less about efficiency. Because it very rarely translates to an actual monetary gain. And that analogy follows through here. If I go and try to like make this use every bit of the space here and lay everything out perfectly to be as compact as possible, I'm not really going to see, like, that's just going to be a constant increase in, okay, maybe I get out of this block, I get whatever, I don't know, however many circuits a minute, like 1.1x or 1.2x. But the point is that it's easy to understand and debug, and I can easily just throw down more of it if I want more of it. And what I didn't mention there is that when you build things that way, what you're optimizing for is time, right? Not time to produce a certain number of circuits, but your time as the expert, right? Because that is by far, by orders of magnitude, that is the most valuable resource. Never hooked up the bricks, which is okay. Question is, how are the bricks going to get down there? I can see how they're going to get to this one. I guess we could shoot. It's a little tricky. So if we had them coming in from up here, 2 by 2, right? Like that. Actually, that doesn't really work, does it? Well, it better work. Yeah, I think this works, right? Because we can go like this. And like that. Looks like we're waiting on inserters and stuff. This is actually kind of making a case for me that the ideal number of train cars is 6 with 2 engines. Let's just see real quick. I think we could get away with this. Yeah, I think so. Probably knock that guy. Yeah. We knocked him into manual mode when we threw a train car on him. It is kind of unfortunate because, I mean, so if you look at this, he is totally clear of that intersection. He does have a slight bit of a curve. This is not a... I don't think it matters for engines. It definitely matters for fluid cars, tankers. That's... if they're curved at all, if they are the slightest 1 pixel of angulation, and no fluid is coming in or out in my experience. And that's what I've read from others as well. But 6 cargo cars definitely can happen with this design. And what that lets you do is drive another one of these down here, which is pretty cool. And the stone to copper ratio is enough for that not to be an issue. So now we have green circuits. Let's get a train station up, and then I think we're going to call it. Let's go ahead, and we don't have any place else picking these up, so... wait, that's the wrong one. We want this one. Only thing is we might have to look into 6x6 balancers. Well, we got another problem. Not too big a one, though. See, if we're going to have 3 of these, then we're kind of going to need a 3 to 4 balancer, but I'm not too worried about it. We seem to be completely out of blue inserters, and curious what's going on there. Let's go see. Aren't they kicking around here somewhere? There they are. So he's starving on iron plates. Maybe we messed up. Yeah, we messed up iron plates. There we go. See, that's why I don't worry too much about stuff. The problem's going to present itself sooner or later. As long as it's not flying an airplane, who cares? Alright, let's make sure. Change this name. Blue circuit, green circuit pickup. Freudian slip, that's wishful thinking. Green circuit stacked twice as big. But we'll say you need more than 10k of them to turn this on. Yeah, we're only getting one more of these in there. That's okay. Alright, folks. I think we're going to call it here. So, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, joining. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed watching this, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe. That really does help the channel. It really means a lot to me. I watch this stuff. I try to respond to all the comments. You can also join the Discord. The link is always in the description. If you would like a plaque of your name either here or on the space platform or on one of the planets or moons that we're going to, please feel free to comment or come in the Discord and tell me, and I will put it there. And that's it. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.